good.
All right, so we're recording, and so building your own course in Electude here. So there's a couple ways that you can do this. For example, let's say that you're using the MLR basic course, and you're talking about engines here a little bit ago.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that, yeah, I kind of like this course, but there's some things I would change about it. So one of the easiest ways to build your own course is you can copy something in Electude. So here I've got engine repair basics pulled up. I can click this little button here and I can copy it. And what
Okay.
that's going to do is it turns it into a self-made course. If you look what happened here, we shifted gears. We're no longer under MLR, we're under self-made
Self-made.
course,
Okay.
and it's copy of MLR engine repair. So now what you can do is this becomes a soft piece of clay that you can modify however you want. You probably don't want to have it named by this, so you can click on the little pencil, and maybe you want to call this Tracy High School.
Okay.
You can rename it whatever you want. You can put a little description there or whatever. And now you have these, think of these like chapters in a book. Well, maybe you don't care about the pre and the post test in there. You can just click on that and delete it out of there if you want. You can take that out. Maybe you want to rearrange things. Maybe you just want to make a theory course. You want to get rid of these tasks, so you can get rid of all the tasks. You're probably not working in the shop too much. Maybe not. We'll just delete those courses out of there. And so now
Okay.
I've got a nice little theory course here.
So
And
the tasks. Oh, in just a sec, Darcy.
yeah,
The task then would be tasks that I could print or that they would do out in the shop on their devices.
right. Yeah, let me show you those tasks. They're not printable.
Okay.
So that we'll show you one here, what they look like. So here's leak inspection, install gasket.
Okay.
So this task sheet, this is just an Electude number here,
Okay.
engine repair 004. Here's the ASE task that this job sheet is gonna basically cover. And
Okay.
so when the student starts this module, we call it a digital lab, but they're gonna type in the vehicle information here that they're working on, and then we're gonna kind of guide them through a little bit. It's not meant to replace service information or walk through everything, but here they're doing a visual inspection on the engine, and it gives them something here where they can document what they're looking at. So think of it as kind of almost like a fancy work order. So
Okay.
they see it,
Yeah,
say there's a free
cool. Then when we do get back, then they can continue this, and I can hold off
it's
those
it's
tasks
just a place for them to document what they're doing, and it kind of walks them through, checking TSBs, doing a leak repair. These are just some tips. They're going to be looking at service information when they're doing this, but here again,
Okay.
it's a place for them to document what they're doing on the car. And then when they get to the end here, they finish the task, and then that goes to a special area on your site called to be graded. And when you score it, there's a rubric like 1 through 4, 1 being just exposed to it, 4 being expert. That then gets tracked on a ASE task tracking tool. So we track how many P1s, P2s, and P3s the students do.
Wow. Okay.
So that's what's nice about the MLR and the this MLR course. The difference between these two courses, they have the same tasks, but this one has fewer theory lessons in it than this one here does. That's the main difference, but they all have the same tasks. And then you can, like I did here, you can make a copy of a course. So here's the course copy I made. Now, one of the things I recall you asking about, is can you set due dates in Electude? And once you get this course kind of built, let's say that we want to retitle these courses. I could call this one, click on it, and here's the lessons that are in that. Maybe I can update the title of this, and you could do this then every semester. I'm going to call this Unit 1. And you could put a due date in the title if you want to. That's an option. But you can call these, you could rename these. Like there's Unit 1, here's Unit 2. You rename these things the way you want. Now,
Okay.
now you could put the due date in the title and just update the title every time you teach, or I'm going to show you what else you can do here is once you get a demo class together, let me wipe out these courses here so we can start fresh here. Okay, so here's, I'll get rid of that one too. I really like these new check boxes. That makes things a lot easier. So here's my class, and we're going to add that new course that I just built. Now, I don't want to just assign Unit 2. I want to get the whole thing in there because this is my parent course, and then there's these little sub-courses in there.
Okay.
So when I assign that parent course to this group of students, I then can put
So you drug that over to the
yeah,
student?
yeah. You can do a
Oh,
hopscotch. If you see the course you want here and you see your
okay.
period here, you can do a little hopscotch jump like that.
That'll save some time.
Yeah. You can also do it like this here too, where you click and drag and that way. But yeah, anytime
Okay.
that you find your course and you see that it's up here, and yeah, if I had like another period that I need to assign that to, I just click on my period. There's engines class. Here's Tracy engine repair. Just do a little
Nice.
hopscotch like
Because
that.
I have two, the first and second period are the same. Third and fourth is one class, and it's my advanced class. And then fifth, sixth, it should be my advanced class. It's a 2-hour class, but everybody in that class, because it's from the other high school, it's from West High rather than Tracy High. They come,
Oh,
they
okay.
come in. Last year, the West High kids were awesome. They were like all advanced. It was a really, really good class. And this year, it's all new, but 2 people. And so it's like, oh my God, it's a completely beginner class. It's
Gotcha.
2 hours, but it is a beginner class. I tried taking them along the same path that the third, fourth did, and I had to drop maybe in the middle of or towards the beginning of engines and redid that class to do suspension because they just couldn't get the theory down on the engines.
Yeah, that's something. Every class is a little different. I experienced that too when I was teaching. You have some years you'd have a really sharp class, and other years you'd have to almost rewrite your whole curriculum. So
Yeah.
yeah. So once you get your course in there, like I got here, here's period 1 auto. You can open this up. So I'm under students tab, so you have to have it assigned. So
Mm-hmm.
we click on the course, and that goes to like this would be like a results page. And
Yes.
what you can do is you can have these open and close on a certain date. So if I click on, like, here's mechanical theory,
Okay.
right now it's unlocked. But if I click on this, I can have it unlocked for a period. So we could say today's date.
Oh, okay. I have seen that. I didn't know.
Yeah, I could have this thing close on the 12th, see? Hit OK. And then I go back to my course. So this one's unlocked, and you can see the date there now. And then I
Okay.
have this one open on the 12th. So right now it's locked, but or I can unlock for a period, but then we don't want this one to open until the 12th, and then we'll have it close on the 19th. So you can do that with all your little sub courses. Now you have to do this, and it turns light gray because it's locked, but you can do this with each one of these.
Okay.
Just unlock for a period, and here again we have that one on the 19th, and then we have it close on the 26th.
Now, can I only do that with a group or can I do it with individual? Is it possible to do it with individual modules? Or
No,
does,
with modules
okay.
you can't do it. So it has to be in a course, and,
Okay.
and then you have to have it in a parent course. So this is your parent course, and
Yeah.
they're each sub courses. So
Okay.
that's how you do it. It would work with even just the Electude courses. I can show you that here too, just so you're So here we're going to do this one. I'll just do this on February 1st, whatever, and lock it there. So then we're all, oh, invalid period. Oops, yeah. So then this is what it would look like, and this is where you'd see your dates, okay? So that's
Okay.
one way you can do it. You can even do it like here, auto period 2. There's no group period. Go over here to courses, grab something from MLR. Now, if I go into engine repair and I grab just one subcourse, I can't put a lock on that because it's at its lowest level. There's no lock here. So,
Okay.
so what you have to do whenever you're wanting to use that course lock feature is you have to grab the whole thing,
The whole thing.
assign that, and now you can open this up, and then you can click and have these open and close on a certain day.
Okay.
You just click on it, and then there's that little lock thing. Now, there's another way that a lot of teachers like let's say you didn't want to make a copy of an Electude course, you just wanted to go full on custom, build it just the way you want. If you decide to do it that way, what I recommend doing is build it as you go through the semester. And so you're going to go back to courses and you go to self-made. And instead of making a copy of something that Electude's already built, when you're under self-made, you can click this plus and you can build a brand new course totally from scratch. So it's not making a copy of something. I'm just going to call this scratch built course. And we're say let's do an engine course here.
Okay.
And so this would be then my parent course here. This would be like the book cover if you want to think of it that way. And then we create sub courses within it. And you can do this as you go. So and to start with, you're going to have at least one sub course complete. So I'm going to call this Unit 1. Basic engine mechanical, all right? And so if I go back here then, scratch built course, I got one unit in there, but there's no modules. And so what we need to do then is we select this subcourse so that it's up here in that top menu bar.
Okay.
And then we slide over here to modules, and this is where you can use this button. We go to ASE content areas, engine repair, and let's say, okay, well, what I want to put in Unit 1. So you kind of pick and choose what you want. So maybe you want auto engine in there. I don't know. Maybe piston engines, whatever.
Okay.
I'm not putting any, but you put what you want. And so here's my Unit 1. Now what I'm going to do before I even have this course complete, I'm going to go back here to Scratch Built Course, go to my student group, and we'll do it here to this class here. We'll get rid of that one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign this whole course to that period, and it's not even done yet. Okay, but they have access to this course here, and this is unlocked, and I can unlock this for a period, and we'll give them a week on that. And while they're working on that, I'm going to go back here to courses. So they're working on this, and I'm going to build out Unit 2. So I go back here to Scratch Built Course, click on this subcourse, and title a new course. Whatever you want to put there, or maybe it's engine components. Now I can go back over here to this and lock this so they can't see it. Just lock it.
So if I lock it, they can't see it.
They can't see it. And so
Okay.
so this is why I kind of like to, if you do it this way, what's neat is you never really assign too much to your students. You kind of can pace them out the first time you teach the course. So they're working on this, and while they're working on this, you're designing this over here. So you go back
Okay.
over here and you go into Unit 2, go back to modules, figure out what you want, and drag that into Unit 2. They don't see what you're building because you got it locked. And then by the end of the semester, you might have 5, 10 units in there, but now your course is totally built, and it'll be found here under courses, and you just recycle it and use it next year or the next semester. So
Nice.
you can build dozens of your own self-made course that's just tailored the way you like it, and then you just tweak it every year, so you just do whatever you want.
And it's you can assign tests to the courses as well.
Yeah, sure. You can put tests. You can build your own tests, but in fact,
That was the one I was watching one of the videos online. So if I want to build a test on that, that's the one I have to type in the questions.
right, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you would go to modules and you'd pick a folder where you want to put it in, and then you'd click that plus to build a new module. If you're building a test, you got to tell the system what you're building, and then you would call this maybe
Okay.
the engine final, hit add, and then yeah, you edit the module, and then yeah, you get your blank canvas here, and you can use any animation that we have.
But I have to type in the questions. There's no dragging.
Right, yeah, you have to type this stuff in here. By default, you got a 3-question multiple. You always put your correct answer here, and then your incorrect answers down below. It'll scramble this for the students. If you wanted additional choices here, you click the little wrench. You could have as many as 6 choices if you want.
Okay. So this is very similar. I did the final on Teams.
Yeah.
And Microsoft has a test generating program as well, and it's exactly like not exactly, but it's very close to what you guys have there, where I would type in my question, and then I put in what I put in whatever answers I wanted. It gave me the opportunity they can be scrambled. The questions can get scrambled. The answers could get scrambled. So, every student doesn't have the same test.
Yeah, we can't do that as far as scrambling the question. These will be scrambled, the answer choices, but they'll receive the questions in the same order.
The same order. So yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, even that's better than nothing, because with this online, it's tough because I can't be there.
Right.
I can't see them, and some of my associates, some of the teachers at school were like, well, I make them turn the camera on. Well, that doesn't tell you anything. You're just looking at their face.
Right.
It's the camera's not showing you, that next to his computer, he's got all the answers.
Right.
So that part doesn't even, So yeah. I figured at least if they were going to have the possibility of having their answers right there, that I was going to make it as tough as possible, and they were going to have to start looking through things to find answers to questions, because you can't. There's no way of being able to say, oh yeah, he took the test without cheating.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. It's definitely tough to. But at least with Electude, you got the time spent and how many how many times they answered a question right or wrong. So yeah.
Yeah, and I love that, and I bring that up to the kids all the time. It's like, dude, you spent 3 minutes on it, and there were 20 questions.
Yeah.
How did you manage that? I don't think you couldn't read me the 20 questions in 3 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely do like that aspect of it, and that I can go back to them and go, what were you thinking here?
Yeah.
And you hit, these answers. So yeah, it makes it nice that I can go back and review and go, okay. I mean, that one report was a huge red flag when I saw those 132 attempts. I was like, what? There was 13 of you that did the module. How was there 132 attempts? Oh.
Yeah. So if you use this tool to do either build a lesson or a test, just know that you can upload your own images and you can create different photo files and stuff like that. Whatever you want to do, you can pull that stuff in there. So,
okay.
All right. So that's what else was I going to mention to you? Oh yeah, I was going to show you. I think you've probably seen this, but just in case. So when you're talking about that response analysis, yeah, when you drill down into a module like this here, I'll just pick on this one. You have this feature here, and this is kind of what you're talking about. That you're clicking how many. You can also do it per student. So if you click on a student, this one was done too long ago. It only keeps this information for like 6 months. Let me see if I can find out. Let me go to courses. Let me get something here I know I've done here in the last 6 months as a student.
Now, can I create a student account for myself in there? It's just the same.
Yeah,
same thing.
please do. Yeah, throw yourself in there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that way I can try and.
You can play around with it. Yeah. So.
Well, yeah, that's the whole idea. It's like, okay, what's it look like? What are they doing?
Exactly. So of course, this is probably a poor example because I don't have student data for these others, but if I click this response analysis, you're going to get it for the whole class. But if you click on a single student, you'll come to this page. I don't know if you've ever seen this page.
I have. I've done that and gone through and gone, okay, well, that was a problem.
Right,
okay, you got
exactly. So you can see it per student, and this is their attempts, and then, or you can do it for a whole class. So.
Yeah, and I love the progress at 49%, 20% were incorrect, and that they're 69,
Yeah. Now this data, after about 6 months, this will go away. This top portion this here will never, for as long as the student's in your program, you'll never lose this, but you'll eventually lose this data here after about 6 months. So.
Okay.
But after that time, you won't need it so much, or maybe it's
yeah. So. Yeah, at that point, it's already from semester to semester, so it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. So if you like, we can switch gears here. If you want to kind of experiment while I'm online with you, if you want to practice building your own course just a little bit, and maybe some questions will pop up.
I'm going to probably hold off on that just because I want to go back and do the analysis for the assignments that they've done, so that I can go through and go, okay, there's, I think what I'm going to end up having to do is I wrote a list of all the assignments that they had for the quarter. And so I'm going to go in and look at them and put down, see what they are, because there are some students that don't have but half of them.
Oh, what you can do then, here's an idea for you that might make your life a little easier. If you get those list of modules and you go here to self-made, and then you just create a self-made course and just say this was a fall semester. You can always retitle it later. Get that list of modules that they did, and then find those modules over here. And you can search for them, or you can go into the folders. And once you start, populating that list, You know,
Will their scores automatically transfer into it?
yes, they don't have to do the stuff over. So
Awesome.
build that course and then just simply assign it to each of your classes, kind of like I'm doing here. And then
Mm-hmm.
anything that they've done would show up in that. And you know, if you had a student that completed everything, that whole bar would fill up for that student. So that might save you some time. And then you'd have a starter course then for next time you teach it, and you just rename it. But that might be the way to go.
Yeah, because then it would just populate it with their info and it would already have their percentage.
Yep. You'd have it all. Yeah, and you wouldn't have anything that in that course that they hadn't done yet.
Well, and the ones that they didn't do would show that they didn't do them. Now,
Right.
will the percentage be calculated on just the work they did, or will it be calculated on all the work that was assigned?
That depends on this import export we talked. Excuse me. I was eating some peanuts before our call, and I think
Well, hey, you caught. That's what I'm munching on them right now. Is my snack.
So, yeah, if you have this export empty results turned to yes, that when you download that spreadsheet, that will be calculated in with their scores. If you have this turned to no, it's not going to be going to their.
It'll only calculate what they have.
Right. It won't calculate
what
they didn't start. Yeah, or do.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, because I was doing that first student, and I was like, you know, I want to say there were 14 or 15 assignments from Electude. You know, they have other things that that I assign them as well, and I was like, well, there's like 15 assignments or so, and this kid's only done like 5 of them, and it's like, and it's showing him having an 83%, which is he did great when he did the work.
Exactly. So yeah, you might have to play around with this a little bit to get the results you want.
Okay.
If you're down.
If I have that import export set at yes, it will show all of them for that. It'll calculate it as all of the assignments for that.
That's correct. Okay. Yeah, that's when you download that, this spreadsheet thing down here at the bottom.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, then that will work. Maybe that's what I'm going to end up having to do is.
Yeah, I think use that self-made course function. Drag those, especially if you know what assignments you assigned, and drag those in there, and then temporarily assign it to each of your groups to get those grades, and that should.
Yeah, I think that would work the best because, like I said, I have 3 different courses going right now because of those first and second period is one, the 3-4 advanced class is one, and then the 5-6 advanced class. I was hoping that they were all going to be, I'd have 2, but because of the level that 5-6 is at, I ended up having to do three separate courses for the classes. So okay, well, if I have any other questions, I will give you I'll give you a call. I think I got this.
Okay, yeah, I'll send you the recording, and then but call me when you're building your course. Let's say you're doing it tonight, and you got a little question like, man, how did Darcy say to do that? Just give me a call. I'm gonna have my phone in my pocket. I'm about ready to kick off of work here, but you can call me late into the evening. I always got my phone on me. I usually don't have to be in front of my computer to even answer your question. So just give me a call anytime, okay?
All right, awesome. Thanks, Darcy.
All right, we'll see you.
I appreciate it. Have a great night. All right.
You take care.
All right, bye-bye.